Hello, welcome to You Know Something. I'm Dina.
Hello, I'm Diana.
Hello, Miss Diana.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Are you ready to learn some stuff today?
Oh, amazing. I love it. Every time we get on, I learn something. So let's go.
Okay. Now, this is medical news, but it wouldn't be something that, I don't know, you probably have a unique perspective on these things, but you probably won't know them because they're kind of new and some of them sound a little cuckoo. But if our listeners don't know, Diana has been a nurse for many years and she's an injectable nurse now. If you've got a little sagging bag you want to address, a little wrinkly dinklies, you can
Yeah.
contact her. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of ear seeding? seeding, like pumpkin seed seeding.
But it is an ear, like you
Ear
hear with.
seeding. Yeah, it's in the
Ear
medical.
seeding. Okay, no, I have not.
I hadn't either. Ear seeding, it's actually an ancient Chinese wellness technique that's just kind of all the rage now with the kids on the internet. And I want to say first, I'm not encouraging people to do this because we are not, well, I am not a medical professional. I've never done this, and I don't want you like a beanstalk to grow out of your ear hole.
No, we don't want that.
You know? Dina and Diana told me. No, we did not. So it's actually not a literal seed, although some people who don't want to buy the product or have it done professionally are ta taking little seeds like, I don't know what kind of seed that would be, probably like a mustard seed size, and putting it on tape and then putting the tape, I don't know what you call this part of your ear, this little outside
Your,
flappy.
I think it's your tragus. But
Oh,
maybe.
okay. Yeah, some people get that pierced, that little cartilage
Yes.
right there. And you put, if you're going to make it yourself, which I don't recommend you do, I recommend you buy I'll include a link. You guys can buy your own professional seed pads. I guess they're called seed tape. You put it there and then you put it on your lobe and even up a little higher than your lobe. And it puts pressure. It's kind of like acupressure
Okay.
technique. And what it does, supposedly, and I say that ironically, supposedly it de-bloats your face and gives you a snatched jawline.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, let's order some seeds. Let's get a box of them.
Now, if you buy them, they're little beads. They stimulate pressure points in the ear and target different body parts. There's one influencer on Instagram that has over 5 million followers on the platform, and she presses these into her ear and she tells you, like, do it to the point that it really hurts. Again, I am not telling anyone to do this. Do not hold me responsible. And then she says, look at her jawline, and it actually gets sharp and de-bloats as you're watching, apparently. And then she shows
So
the other side.
does it pull the water or, the
It's
swelling,
It's
edema
draining your lymphatic system, supposedly.
through that pressure?
Right. And I'm just wondering, could you like just push on that? Although I guess it has to be for an extended period of time, and that would be weird to pinch your ear for a long time.
Okay.
It also seems to help, studies have shown it helps with anxiety and even pain.
I can
There's
understand the pain for sure, especially the acupuncture kind of reference those points that you have.
Yeah, yeah. Ear seeds it's a low risk treatment, but they caution that excessive repeated pressure could cause trauma to the cartilage. If the tape is left on too long, it could cause your skin to get dry and irritated. You got to keep those things clean, like don't reuse them. They come on like a pad where there's several, I don't know, it looked like there was about maybe 36 to 40 little pads that you put on. I mean, I would try it. I'm not telling anybody else to try it, but
Well, we'll try it together and we'll let our listeners know if we have a amazing, sexy, snatched jawline.
I do. I mean, I was born with a puffy face. It's just the way I'm made, I think. Uh, Facial puffing, you don't want to, like, if suddenly you realize that your face is getting puffier, you don't want to just try to treat that. You want to find out why, because that could be an issue with your thyroid or kidney fluid retention,
Correct.
even skin lymphoma, as Nurse Diana can attest to, that is possible. It's natural to be puffy in the morning when you wake up for some
Right?
people. Yeah, because you want to drain those lymph nodes. And they have those gua sha, those mm,
Yes.
they're made out of like stones or
Yes.
quartz that you can drain your lymph node.
Yes.
But it would be kind of cool to just wear your little seed thing while you're getting ready to see if it works.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll try seed.
Again, don't panic, people. I'll have these links to all these fun things. All right. Now, this is a serious problem, but it's an interesting possible solution. Chronic pain,
All
which
right.
I know
Talk to
you,
me on that one.
I was going to say, I know you suffer from that. Nearly 50 million people in the US actually do. They live with chronic pain. It's invisible, so people forget it. I used to live with someone who had chronic back pain, and I would forget and think, why is he being so grouchy? Why didn't he want to go do this with me? Why is he being short with me? You can't see the pain on the outside.
Absolutely. It's debilitating.
Yeah. And you don't want to be that person that says, oh, I'm hurting, oh, I'm hurting. So you don't say anything. But when somebody asks you what's wrong, it's like the same thing that's always wrong with me when I'm conscious.
When I'm up out of bed.
Yeah. If I'm breathing, I'm hurting. So this is one of those things where you can't go to the drugstore and buy, but it promises something for the future. It's a new collaborative research study by neuroscientist J. Nicholas Betley, and he has found there is a built-in off switch to pain, persistent pain in the brain. And he's not talking about the pain like if you smash your thumb or you're over a fire, that pain is good, it's temporary, it's causal, and you want to keep that because
Keeps you
otherwise
safe.
yeah, you'll cause damage to yourself. Yeah. You'd think it'd be great to have no pain. I watched a movie about this guy who he just didn't have pain. And by the end of the movie, he had like two broken arms and a burned face. And he didn't know not to do things. So
Right.
pain serves a purpose. But chronic pain can even sometimes be, and I hate talking to you like you don't know this stuff already, but our listeners may not know. Pain can continue after you've actually healed. Like if someone gets an amputation, that phantom pain can still be there.
Of course it is. Yes. That's real.
It's really crazy. So your brain sometimes doesn't know to switch off when it's been feeling a lot of pain. So some of that reason for pain could still be there in your body, but your brain is actually just continuing it and not giving you a break because it's telling you we need to do something about
Hmm.
this.
Yes.
And you're like, brain, I know. I've tried. I've gone to the chiropractor. I do yoga. I'm taking pain pills. I'm aware. You can stop. Just stop. But
It never
they,
does. It never
no.
stops.
Mm,
And that's the problem, that it erodes on you as far as just the grind of it sometimes. And there are days when I feel better than others, but on the days that I feel bad, Dan automatically knows within 10 seconds of seeing me. I guess it's on my face or how I am,
mm.
because he says, "You're hurting today."
Aw,
Yeah.
he
So
knows you so well. So,
he does.
yeah,
So it's nice when you have someone like that that understands your pain and supports you and loves you through it.
right. Well, this is explained, and you probably should have done this show instead of me, but
We're doing this together.
yeah, that's true. The neurons in the brain become sensitized and hyperactive if you have chronic pain. So, how can we quiet that input that you don't really need anymore because you're aware of your situation? So, studies at the University of Pittsburgh and Scripps Research Institute, they identified that the brain can actually determine which need and um, stimuli is the most important for your survival. So when you get hungry, if you're really, really hungry, you may not feel that pain.
Right?
Or say you're being chased by a bear, all of a sudden that leg that hurts, you can run because the brain says, "Ooh, we're going to die if we don't get away from this bear. So we're going to forget about this hurting leg and I want you to run, run."
Yes. Your body has the ability to override the pain when you are in a imminent danger situation.
Exactly. Just like somebody could be in a car wreck and climb out and walk for miles but on a broken leg and not realize it, or be have internal injuries until you get to the ambulance to them, and then they're like collapse and feel it all.
Right. About that time shock sets in.
There you go. So, what they're trying to do is to stimulate those neurons in the brain to tell you there's something more important. Now, I read the whole article and I don't understand that means you'd be hungry instead of in pain, or if you would be anxiety ridden, like feel like you're being chased by a shark when you're not, so that you don't feel that pain, or if it would all be subliminal and you wouldn't even realize since they're stimulating those correct neurons. But it sounds exciting to me. And as you, knock on wood, right now, I'm not in chronic pain. How, does that sound interesting to you, or possible, or would you look into it in the future, you think?
I would look absolutely into it in the future. I love this new technology that we're able to have now. And when you are in pain, you do look for a lot of outlets to help you.
Yeah, I think those little patches with the cayenne or the pepper patch you put on that makes you focus on that pain. That supposedly, I don't think those things help because uh, my mother
The
has
last
knee pain.
thing I want is more pain.
But if it's a immediate small pain, like on your hand, you might forget about that full body pain. I don't know. That's the theory behind those pain patches, but
I'm gonna pass on those.
okay. So in the future, hopefully the near future, there could be a way. I don't know how they would deliver that. You would know better than me how they would manipulate your neurons on a daily basis.
I really don't know that.
Yeah.
I
Could be
don't.
something maybe you wear, or like a watch that sends a signal to your brain, or
It may have to be something that is embedded underneath your skin.
right. Now, of course, they're using little mice to learn all this stuff. Poor little mice.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know what we'd do without them, because everything I read was in a study with, 200 mice, this, and this. All right. So that's something for people with pain. I mean, it's a little bit of hope to look forward to. It's nothing you can go out and do right now, but you might could speak to your doctor about it and see if there's any testing in your area, maybe.
Mhm.
So I think people with chronic pain are willing to try just about anything. All
Yes,
right.
agreed.
This is something that I suffer from, is gum inflammation. I hate to say gum disease, but I have gingivitis, I guess
Hmm.
that sounds cuter. I have gingivitis.
Do you brush your teeth too hard?
Possibly, possibly. But a big cause of gingivitis is eating sugar and letting it linger on your teeth. And I do that. Like if you drink a soda, swish it around, or even like a smoothie or anything that's got sugar, even natural sugar in it.
Yes, sure.
And I have my teeth are crowned, all my teeth. So it's not really a cavity situation with me. So I may be less inclined to brush my teeth immediately because I think they're not my teeth. I'm not going to get a cavity.
Right?
So I neglect my gums, which my dentist is like, Dena,
So, can I tell you what I do?
yes, please.
I constantly have a glass of water with whatever I'm drinking. My tea. I do have a Diet Dr. Pepper in the mornings. It's the only time I allow myself to have one. I drink coffee, and I eat a few sweets during the day from time to time just to get through, my load of patients. But every single time that I have a drink, I have a water, and I'll take a drink of my drink, and then I will take a drink of my water to wash that sugar away. So
Ooh, good
try
idea.
that. Yeah, try just, especially too, we have now all these gummies that are coming out that people take at night, say even your melatonin gummy, and then you go to bed after you take that. Well, that sugar sits on your teeth and your gums all night long.
Oh, good point.
So please do not go to bed without brushing your teeth or swishing with something to kind of, erode that away so it doesn't sit on your teeth and your gums.
Very good, because all my vitamins, my probiotics, my prebiotics, even these little beet chews, they're all stuck on I mean, I do them every day.
Yep.
And that's after I brush my teeth and get out of the shower. And all
Dan
that.
can be
So
really, Dan can be really tired and already in the bed. And I'm like, did you brush your teeth? It's like, no. And I said, you got to get up. So he has finally got into the habit, and it's a choice to make it because it does. Or sit by your bed, your glass of water. After you get finished, at least swish with water. You don't
yeah.
have to get up, but
Well, I
swish
keep hoping
with
they're going to invent
water.
a rinse. I know there's like Listerine and mouthwash, but a rinse that substitutes brushing your teeth. Like it really, you rinse, hold it on your teeth, and it eats away all the plaque. And because I've said this before, I hate to brush my teeth. It wakes me up, if I'm getting ready to go to bed, and it just stimulates me, and I get bored standing there, and because I have the 2-minute timer toothbrush, so I stand there like, God, is this ever going to be 2 minutes? They're going to be up. So I'm wishing for a rinse. I know you can rinse your mouth and that's better than nothing, but just something that substitutes teeth brushing would be great.
Yeah.
That's not the point of this story, though. The point of this story is that if eating sugar can cause periodontal disease, what could you eat that might could help prevent it and even improve it? And that is fiber. If you eat,
Mm-hmm.
so
That's
you
what I
probably
was
knew that.
thinking.
Did you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So your gums are inflamed, and then bacteria gets under them,
Mm-hmm.
forms underneath them, and that's what causes the disease. But what type of foods can we eat that will, and why? Why does fiber do it? Fiber increases your saliva production, and saliva contains digestive enzymes that break down those sugars. And I have dry mouth, Sjogren's with dry mouth.
Right.
So no, little gummies are just stuck on my my gummies are stuck on my gums. So the type of food you could eat is broccoli,
Okay.
which not everybody loves broccoli. Some fruits, even though they do have sugars in them, they are a fiber. Good fiber. So if you have to have your sugar, just like you drink your water with your smoothies or your Dr. Pepper, you could eat, I don't know, an apple
Yeah,
after your gummies, right? That's a good.
yeah.
After I eat an apple, my teeth feel really clean. I don't know if that's just my imagination or.
It's almost like a dog with a bone. Cleans their teeth.
So this says to eat fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes to up your fiber count.
So I will tell you, I do a supplement every night of fiber. That
Yes, and Nanny said that too. If you can't,
helps
like you
me.
don't get that in there, then what type do you use?
I'll have to get back with you on that because it's in the other room. But
Okay. Is
it's
that like
just a
Metamucil or something? Like,
You can do that. That tastes icky to me, and if you don't immediately drink it, it gets thick and gummy, and I can't do that. So I take a little capsule, and
oh,
it's nothing special. It's just a fiber capsule you can get at Walmart, Walgreens,
oh, I
wherever.
guess you just swallow it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you swallow it.
yeah. I don't think most of us don't get enough fiber in the day anyway. So there is a product called Organic Fiber Plus with prebiotic support. I'll include a link for that. And it's like a powder that you do have to add. So that's a step that some people may not take. And they'll be like, what can I put this in? I guess you could mix it in water and drink it.
Yeah, or if you did do the Metamucil, use it in orange juice or pineapple juice. It helps with the taste a little bit.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. So the test they did actually did it on humans. There were 6 different studies, and they found that the case, the what do you call that? The people, the subjects, I guess is what they say. The subjects who ate 22 to 30 grams of fiber a day had less swelling of the gums, less plaque buildup, and better support from the tissues and fiber that actually hold your teeth in place. Because people, your teeth will fall out if you get really bad gum disease.
And can I just add that fiber does help you get your daily bowel movement in?
Yes, if you're struggling with that,
Hmm.
yeah. It doesn't matter if my teeth are crowned if they're laying on the table. My teeth look pretty laying there.
I'm just gonna send you a bowl of soup.
Oh, goodness. I mean, that could really happen.
Hmm.
And it's not fun having your gums tested for or treated for that because I've had it done and it hurts.
Well, and it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. All right. Plastics. How do you feel about drinking from plastic and eating from plastic containers, microwaving plastic containers, et cetera, et cetera?
I'm pretty lax on that. I probably shouldn't be. I don't mind to drink from a bottle of plastic, and I'm guilty of heating things up in a plastic bowl.
Me too. I have like three favorite plastic bowls that are worn, have the little white, markings on them, spaghetti stain.
You get all the bad stuff already baked off of there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're so old, but they're just the perfect size. And I have a tendency to just throw my food in a bowl and sit down and eat it. It's like my go-to is bowl. Throw vegetables and chicken and just stir it all up and sit down and reheat it in the microwave. And I'm guilty too. Plastic water bottles. But it's not a great thing to do because microplastics, according to this article, and I'll have links to all these articles if I'm not given credit. This is from The Guardian. The plastic inside us is what the title is. How microplastics may be reshaping our bodies and our minds. The particles are in our blood, in our brains, and in our guts. And scientists are only beginning to learn what that actually does to us. One
Well, it
study,
can't be good.
no, it's like God didn't say, let there be plastic in your brain. No, He would have put plastic in our brain if we needed it.
Hmm.
One study estimated our cerebral organs alone contain about a teaspoon of plastics. It's not just the plastic that's wrapped around our food or woven into our clothes, it's actually lodged deep inside of us. Researchers suspect these particles may also be meddling with our gut microbes. And I have serious gut issues, I'm just going to tell you. Dr. Christian Pacherduch at University of Graz in Austria exposed gut bacteria from 5 healthy volunteers to 5 common microplastics. The bacterial population shifted along with the chemicals they produced. Some of these changes mirrored patterns linked to depression and colorectal cancer.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's heavy.
Yes. Microplastics are shed from packaging, clothes, paint, cosmetics, car tires, and other items. Some are tiny enough to slip through the linings of our lungs and our guts and go into our blood and internal organs and then on into our cells. What happens with all that is still largely unknown. But as
Mm.
Dinah said, it can't be good.
No. I kind of equate that to the plastics that are destroying the ocean and how
Right.
they are pulling that out and cleaning up the ocean. And when apparently, based on the studies you've done, what we're doing is the same thing when we do partake of something that is plastic. But then you mentioned cosmetics and tires. Eh, We have to live. How do you not? Yeah, how do you not get that?
Yeah, I guess the things like the tire would be if you work in a tire factory or if you burn tires and breathe
Right?
that in. I don't know if just, being behind cars and going down the highway and the tires get hot, if that's actually you're breathing that in. And those are so small that those are those little particles that are getting into your cells.
Can you imagine how much plastic is in our NASCAR drivers?
Oh my gosh, yes. I hadn't thought about that. So the tissue samples that they took, I guess from cadavers, every single one of them had plastic particles in them.
Wow. Every single one of them.
Every single one. Tissues from different parts of the body, inside, outside.
That's staggering.
It is. And it said it was 20 years ago, there was very little to none.
Well,
Even.
obviously we are doing something wrong.
I mean, if you think about when plastics were invented, we were young or not alive even, but that was just the greatest thing in the world, plastic.
Kind of still is. Look at everything that uses plastic today.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Think about just your house, everything that's in your house.
Your
I drink out of
refrigerator.
plastic cups. I use plastics dinnerware. Plastic
Yeah.
cup. My shampoo's in plastic bottles.
Well, probably when I pass away and I donate my body to science, we'll see how much is in my cells.
Maybe it'll make us more sturdy and flexible. Who knows?
Talk about you're gonna have a plastic facelift, but we are not doing that. We're talking about plastics in our body, people.
Yeah. But anyway, they took some mice, again, poor little mice. In 2023, they gave mice drinking water laced with plastic particles. And after a period of time, not only did it, of course, show up in their tissue, but they began to behave differently.
How
They
differently?
they began to wander into other rooms that were like a real bright light or real hot temperatures that they would before would avoid. They would stay in the cool, dark rooms. And they just kind of staggered around and wandered into all these things, which is a behavior more often seen with aging and neurological disease. Like how someone with Alzheimer's will just go out and sit down in the heat and not get up and not realize I'm getting hot and I need to
Right.
come back in. And when they dissected them, every single organ they had plastic in. And human studies have been added. Microplastics have been detected in the brains of dementia patients and in arterial plaques from people with heart disease. Those with plastic-laden plaques were almost 5 times more likely to suffer a stroke, heart attack, or die within 3 years. Chewing a ballpoint pen, wearing synthetic clothes, and reheating leftovers in takeaway containers can cause this. So, I'm not trying to just say bad news, bad news, bad news. I'm just trying to say if you believe these studies, and again, I'll include a link, maybe we can be more aware of what we're doing, what we're,
And recognize, put it on a plate, take it out of that container. We cannot get away from plastic. It is everywhere, but we can make choices that would lessen our consumption, if you will.
yeah. I think just being aware of stuff is it sticks in your brain, especially if you listen, like when I listen to a podcast and I think, oh, that's interesting. But then when it comes up in my real life, I hear that voice that I heard tell me that in it. I'll put that plastic bowl down. My favorite spaghetti bowl.
Throw those out, Dina, because if you don't, you'll reuse them. That's the
That's
reality of
true.
you have to make a change in order to change.
Yeah, you'll say, oh, what the heck? I'll just do it one more time. It's just so
hmm
easy.
And then you'll forget, and years later, we'll be wondering why you're wandering into dark rooms or rooms that have light and heat.
Dina, come in from the sun.
It's
You've got
running
moisture.
around. Come on.
There's Dina wandering around with the mice. All right. But on a better note, Teflon. Do you have Teflon pans?
I do.
I do too. I mean, they're just so convenient. But if we heard, like Teflon's bad for you, you need to go to stainless steel. Uh, and maybe this study was conducted by Teflon.com. I don't know, but it's in the healthline.com article. It says Teflon cookware before 2000, we're running out of time, so I want to get to the meat of the matter. Any Teflon pans made before 2015, you should throw out
Okay.
because of the research that was done. Companies were required to redo the Teflon where it's safer to leave out one component that's the dangerous part. It's safe now. So if you're not sure, because that's only what 10 years ago. I probably have some
Just go
real.
buy some new ones.
There you go. Just throw those old ones out. And if you don't exceed 500 degrees, they're perfectly safe. Now, I don't know when I cook something, I don't know what degrees it is. I guess you could use a food thermometer and kind of see if you're making chili or something in a pan or eggs.
I think I have one of those, and I've used it once in probably 10 years.
But it's great.
After my husband hears this podcast, he'll go in and throw it away. Because if we don't
Oh,
use anything, he gets rid of it, and which he should. He is helping me to eliminate and declutter my life and our home. And so my little temperature checker will be gone.
or maybe you need to go hide anything you want to keep because you think you might use it someday. Let's put it under your bed. But anyway, throw those old Teflon pans out. Make sure you don't go over 500 degrees. And if any of them, even if they're newer ones, if for some reason they're flaking, which I have, again, I have a favorite pan and it's got some flaky parts on it, that have peeled off. It's just a pan I love, perfect size. That's not good for you. Not good for you. Using AI, more and more people are using AI, which will help you write things. Like if you needed to write a letter, like to apply for a job, cover letter, you could say, go to Chat GPT and say, I'm applying for this data entry job. Would you please include why I might be good at it? Here's my experience. And I don't know how to use the words for that. So just type it where I sound very professional, that I'm very interested in the job and then I can work these out. I mean, you just talk conversationally to Chat GPT and hit send. And in 2 seconds, they'll send you back a very professional letter to send for your resume
And
or
it's
any
free.
kind. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's free.
Yeah. It's limited what you can only do so many a day and it'll say you've extended your day, your quota today. But a study has found that 54 subjects, 18 to 39-year-olds from Boston, divided into 3 groups, were asked to write several SAT essays using ChatGPT. And researchers used a EEG to record the writer's brain across 32 regions and found that of the 3 groups, the ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement using the AI, which of course, because you're having it think for you. But the study says over time, your brain could possibly, we don't know because it hadn't been around long enough, could actually shrink, or that portion of your brain that composes thoughts into words could just kind of go to sleep.
Yes. You don't use it, you lose it, baby.
Exactly, like reverse. Um,
Alzheimer's almost.
yeah, I was gonna say evolution. It's like I say, if you don't use it, you lose it. So what of a portion of a brain that does that could just slide over a road as eons go by? It's kind of scary. I mean, it's great, but use it in moderation, is what they're saying. If you're in a hurry and you're struggling, have it write a quick little email for you, but practice writing letters, practice composing. Even if you're not a writer, learn a language, write down things rather than using your computer keyboard or your phone keyboard. Practice doing that brain to hand composing and writing is the recommendation. So I think we can use AI for great things and it's not going to stop, but be aware of your body and your brain and your personal relationship to it. Don't let it change you. Use it. Don't let it use you
You
and
do.
change you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, shoot, I had a few more, but we're running out of time. We'll do this again. So we'll have another because I really find these things interesting. This is just a reminder that health and science and technology are really moving fast and you're going to get left behind. And I don't want to get left behind. I want to learn about it and appreciate it and use it where I can. So whether it's ear seeds or eating fiber or my AI brain, I think it comes down to taking care of ourselves, being responsible for our bodies. We're in them. They're the only one we got, and give ourselves knowledge and take care of ourselves.
Yes. Just empower our own selves. Nobody else is going to do it. So empower yourself to make a change today that's going to better your life.
There you go. There you go. And if anybody wants to reread any of these, I've got, like I say, I've got them in the show notes, and I couldn't go into all the detail. They're fascinating with a lot more detail, but we are limited with our time. Diana, is there anything you'd like to do to close out today's episode?
No, I think this is very interesting. I would love to continue next week, and I'm going to hold you accountable that you are going to throw out those plastic bowls.
You too.
And I will, I promise. After the things that you told me, as I age, the more I can do to help myself, I'm in. So, listeners, take advantage of all these tips that Dena gave you to live a healthier life. And we'll see you next time on Giggles and Gratitude.
That's
Have a
right.
great week.
Bye, guys. Bye, Diana.
Bye.